Hey there, Tinkers. Mr. Patrick from the Pleasant Hill Library with another project from our Tinkerbox 2023. Well, I think it's time for us to make an art sculpture. Yes, this one is a mobile, a hanging work of art. Now, it's actually a pretty simple thing, but it can get a little tricky trying to balance all the elements, all right? Now, you've got a whole bunch of things in your box that you can use to create your mobile sculpture, but there's no wrong way to do it as long as it all balances. So, one of the things I recommend starting off with is the braided wire, all right? This actually is composed of 3 separate strands of wire, and if you're very careful, you can unbraid these into those separate strands to get thinner cable. Oh, maybe there's 4. I think there's 4 separate strands in here. Yeah. So you can unwrap these all the way, and you'll have lots of wire to play around with. Then take a look in your box and see what are some of the things that you want to suspend in air. You might want to use some of those little wooden pieces. You might want to use a bell. I know I've included a few of these little wooden beads in there. Those would make a fun counterbalance in a mobile sculpture. What else could you hang up there? Well, I've got a really great piece of foam here. It's not going to have a lot of weight to it, but I can cut all kinds of shapes out of these. So think a little bit about what kinds of images you want to create. Do you want to go purely abstract and geometric, or do you want something that's going to evoke something that's in the real world? I think I'm going to cut out a rocket ship. So I've got my foam, and I want to cut a rocket out of this. Since a rocket is going to be symmetric, I think I'm just going to kind of fold it a little bit in half and cut my shape out like this. There's the body of it, and I definitely want some fins. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of that. You starting to see what I'm doing? Let's see here. And then there's got to be a rocket booster in the back, so I'll do that. All right. That's pretty good. It seems like a little bit wide. I think I'm going to narrow it down just a little bit more. Cool. Yeah, that looks fun. And maybe I need to cut a little window in there so my astronauts can look outside. There we go. Looking good. So I've started to unravel this wire, and I could choose to stop at any time. I might unravel it completely, or maybe I want to leave some of it to create a hanger at the top. There's a lot of different ways in which you'll be able to suspend your mobile up in the air. Think a little bit about where you want to hang it. Do you have a hook in the ceiling or on the wall? Do you can you put it on a coat hanger and hang your coat hanger off a door? Think a little bit about where you want to put it. Maybe you want to make a loop here instead. Maybe you want to unravel it entirely and use some of the string that you've got in your kit. Maybe you need to zip tie it to something. So all different kinds of ways to hang up your mobile, but I'm going to think a little bit about that while I'm bending this apart. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on pulling away these strands, and as I get some ideas, I'm going to straighten out these wires and think about attaching, maybe one of these beads here. Right? Once I've got an idea, just slide this on here and Maybe twist it around a couple times. Watching out for the pointy bit. There we go. As you make little adjustments to your mobile sculpture, you'll find sometimes it kind of leans one way or another. It's a really fun way to just play with physics and make something beautiful. I kind of got this idea from the Exploratorium, and I've got a link below. It talks a little bit about some of the balancing challenges that they've done over at the Exploratorium. I've also got this string, and I've got some bells, and I need to think about how I want to attach my rocket. Maybe I'll end up using one of these paper clips to attach it. There's definitely no one solution for your mobile. How do you want to do it? Right? Can that hang? Well, folks, I'm still fiddling around with my mobile, but I feel like I've kind of gotten it into balance. I found a variety of things in the box, and that's kind of the fun of it, right? Is that anything could be part of my mobile sculpture. Anything that's in the kit could become a work of art. Well, I hope you have fun with yours. Keep twisting and bending and balancing and exploring. I'll see you in the next video.